Alrighty, folks, this is something we call the hub call. What is the hub? The hub is a physical office building that I own in Fresno, California. The intention of that building is to bring contributors and people that I think are go-givers together to help the community and also collect data that we share with the One Rental at a Time family. So again, if we can help people on the ground in the Fresno or Central Valley, that will give us stories that we can then help the world. That is why I spent money and continue to on that building. So, Mr. Matt, you were first today. What's going on?
Not much. Just got back from a conference out in Michigan. Got together with about 300 people from U Mortgage, 500 real estate agent partners. We're talking about a program we're launching. United Wholesale Mortgage, the #1 lender in the country, was gracious enough to host us. So really, really great event. The name of the event was Winners Win. And, we relate that to the real estate agents and the lenders in this market. And there's actually a little caveat to that, where under Winners Win banner, it said, stand by, guys. This is live TV. Weather the storm, ? We are the storm. I didn't want to screw it up because I love it so much, right? And so, just a reminder to us, but I want One Rental at a Time listeners to realize that's for them too. That's for investors in this market, right? Like the winners are going to win. And the winners, quite honestly, are just the ones doing the work. You don't have to have special degrees. You don't have to have, anything special besides you're willing to do the work.
No, I mean, just second, sorry to interrupt, but I interviewed a 9th grade dropout yesterday. We call him the lumberjack landlord, but talk about being a 9th grade dropout, and going all in on real estate and making it work. I mean, come on. I mean, if you look at the statistics, 9th grade dropouts are not supposed to be multimillionaires and financially free, and no special skills. He's smart, clearly very personable, but he did the work and he struggled. How much of real estate has struggled the first 5 years? He had 8 paying tenants going into the Great Recession. In 3 months, he had 1. Trust me when I say that wasn't fun. But more importantly, he had 30-year fixed rate debt and he didn't lose any. He just fought through it. It took 18 to 24 months just to get to the other side. So again, winners win. I'm saying good operators are going to win and financial speculators are going to get crushed. There are too many people that got lucky with timing and will either busted or in jail. But the good operators are going to crush it. People doing the work are going to crush it. And Matt, you also talked to Matt Ishbia. I believe he's the owner of the Suns, for 20 minutes on a podcast. What was that kind of takeaway?
Yeah, so I've known him for 5.5 years, was on the advisory council out there. He's gracious enough to give me 20 minutes, sat down with them. And, for anybody in mortgage, they know United Wholesale Mortgage, #1 lender in the country, led by Matt Ishbia, who's just a brilliant businessman, been doing the work for 20 years straight, talks about getting in the office at 4 a.m. and, 3 hours before Jamie Dimon gets in. So there's no secret besides doing the work for him. Just bought the Phoenix Suns last year. And it's just another example, right, of doing the work. And whether it's 4 million real estate transactions or 7, there's plenty of stuff going on. There's plenty of action for, real estate agents, mortgage lenders, and investors to go out there and find wins. So, he's excited about this upcoming market because generally those that are doing the work and working hard, they want a barrier of entry. I don't want it to be really easy for other investors. And I want to highlight something you said, Mike, because you said, real estate involves struggle. Just so everybody is crystal clear, anything worthwhile involves struggle. Anything you do that is worthwhile is going to involve struggle. So you get to pick your struggle. Being rich and having a lot of real estate can be hard. Being poor, also hard. Pick which one you want.
There you go. Well, Matt, that's amazing. I can't wait to see your podcast with Ishbia. It's going to be one of those ones that I set my alarm to when that comes out. So send me a note when that gets published, please.
I will. Real quickly, too, I talked probably more about basketball than I did about mortgage because I'm excited about it.
I like basketball.
He's got kids that play basketball. I've got kids that play basketball. I just don't have the NBA franchise, right? That's the only for me.
But you got season tickets. You're good. You're on the board. There you go. Well, Amy, we've seen a lot of action in the the rates market, right? They were over 8%. Now they're I'll call it mid sevens. And I'm just curious, did your phone start ringing? Because again, I think a lot of buyers have to work with professionals today. This is not the time for some fly by night online nonsense. You got to work with professionals. Look at the option. Again, buyers have all the power. So please work with a mortgage broker that can help you structure a deal for maximum benefit. So did rates make the phone ring last week?
Yes and no. So I got a lot of calls from agents because they're more in tune to what's happening. Buyers don't really have an opportunity to see these changes because they're happening so quickly right now.
Mm.
I mean, they might find out later on and it's already gone. It's past. Right. That window is not there anymore. So I mean, it's just super important, I think, just to always talk to your lender. If you're pre-qualified, it doesn't mean you're forever pre-qualified. Just keep talking to your lender because those rates are going to go up. I was talking to some listing agents over the weekend and they said, sellers are getting antsy if they don't have their home in contract over the first week. Second week, they're really stressing out because they're not used to this market.
Right.
And interesting, they're finding that the offers that they are accepting, the offers are no good. Their pre-approvals are stale. They're not kept up on. They don't qualify for that max anymore. So
see, this is gold right here. So there's two things that you said I want to push on because I know you have more, but I want to hit these before I forget. One, pre-approval letters are stale. This is why we had 16.5% cancellations that Redfin reported. People have been trying to buy homes for a year. They've been getting outbid for a year. They have stopped doing the work. They're just writing bullshit offers and they're shocked when they get an offer accepted. Then they celebrate. Then they go back to the mortgage broker and go, oh, so sorry. The rate's not 6.2, it's 8.2. And you're not approved. So again, work with your buyers, make sure they're up to date. But second, rates move quick. If I was a real estate agent, I would be working with someone like you, Amy, certainly in the Central Valley and Matt around the country, is we got to send alerts to our buyers when rates move. Because again, you could do a lock-in. You could lock in. And again, 8 down to 7.4, that's meaningful. That might be for a couple people the difference between a yes and a no. So if you're in the game of real estate, certainly if you're an agent and you're struggling to sell stuff and you're struggling for commissions, what are you freaking doing if you're not watching rates? And like rates go down to 7.4 on Friday, dude, I would have been sending emails. I'd have been sending text messages. I would have called everybody in my Rolodex. Folks, do the work. Do the work. Sorry, Amy. I rattled off some stuff.
It's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, they're just, if you're not talking to your lender right now during this process, you're not doing it right. You need a team. And if your lender isn't talking to your agent, you need a new team.
Amen. Ty, you and I have been doing this a long time. I think it's funny when Amy says sellers are getting nervous after a week. There's a time in our career where it would be 45 days, and now we're at 7 days in a weekend or whatever. But that's opportunity, man. Right? If I'm a buyer, and again, I'm team buyer, right? I'm an investor trying to buy the next great deal. And I know that sellers are getting antsy after 7, 10, 14 days. I could start finding some motivated sellers. What do you think?
100%. Longer days on market means opportunities. These rates obviously have a lot of people uncertain, confused, nervous, all the above on both sides of the transaction, on all sides of the transaction. So this now more than ever, if you are watching this show, the Hub call today, you're a part of Daily Financial News, Friday Financial News Wrap Up, the other different, what you do with Matt, the mortgage guy, all of it. You should be, if you've been watching the shows that Michael produces with all of the experts over the last 60 to 90 days, you should have a pretty good idea what's going on in the market. So as an example, Michael, and I'll give, this is real life. On Friday morning, I was blowing up a buddy of mine who kind of was nervous, feeling like he was stuck in a fix and flip deal.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, price reduce, make sure your agent's following up with anybody who's interested. Because, and guess what? They got multiple offers over the weekend. And potentially what looked like it could have been a loss. Now I believe he'll actually get his money back out, which that's all he wanted. But also I believe he's going to pull a very small margin. And this was above the median. So we're talking about a couple $100,000 movement of where they were willing to sell versus where they'll end up at because of the 60 basis points and the way that things happened on Friday. Because of you, because of the show, relayed to me, and me being able to text him on Friday saying, hey, you better get after it. Today's the day.
Yeah, go get that. Yeah, get that locked in. That's well, thank you for that. You know, when you do this thing daily and you produce 6 videos a day, sometimes it gets lost and you just hope the noise gets through. But I'm glad to see people taking action. So that's pretty amazing.
I want to comment one other thing is that I went to a birthday party over the weekend and I was hearing a bunch of horror stories about guys that are busting out. You know, and I don't say this, I say this because I don't want to see anybody fail. Like I don't take any kind of
There's a couple people on my list I want to fail. I got a list of people I want to fail, but
I mean, maybe so, but like the guys that were mentioned over the weekend, it saddened me a bit. And it saddened me for one main reason, in that these are really smart guys, but they overextended and over leveraged at the wrong time on development deals and things like that. And it's like, these are smart guys that could be paying attention to the show, paying attention to you and or other indicators that didn't have to be in these bad deals.
To be this way.
So to me, like, if you're watching this show, folks, pay attention. Michael has been ahead of the trend this whole time. And not like, and respectfully, I say this, Michael, you're just doing the work. And the people that are part of the channel are doing the work. And on the flip side, the NAR, National Association Realtor, the big lawsuit, you and I have been talking about for 6-9 months. Realtors, you've got to change. You've got to change. Well, guess what? We got your attention. Now is the time to change. I've got the free course. If you're interested, all you got to do is email me, ty@tylg. I've got the creative finance course. But now more than ever, realtors need to add more tools, systems.
Absolutely.
They need to get, they need to get with what's going on in this market and learn how to adapt and change, because the old model is broken. That NAR lawsuit just showed that.
Oh, amen to that. We'll go in reverse order and wrap this up. Ty, one more time, where can people find you? Get the free course, network review,
ty@tylg.com. And I got to say, you've got Matt, you've got Amy here. Everybody that is on the One Rental at a Time channel, all the different experts and playlists, folks, these are your go-to resources. If you're getting a mortgage, if you're buying a home, if you're whatever, you need a referral of somebody that's going to be like-minded of the channel, you need to get with Michael and his experts. Now more than ever, Michael, I'd say this is the time that people, like, if they're a part of the show, count your blessings that you're following, because you knew this was all going to happen. All the changes, you've been talking about it for months and months.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, people are on the chat. I'll say it this way. Lots of people can get on my channel one time. Not everybody comes back for a second discussion. And if you're lucky enough to have a playlist, you're a rock solid person. You're a go-giver. So use those as signals. Amy, if somebody wanted to buy or sell in Fresno, get pre-approved, look for different options, how do they reach out to you? And hopefully we can document some stories.
Yeah, greatmortgagebroker.com. Simple form, real quick. It'll get your info to our team, and then they'll route it to me, and then we can set up a time. Or you can send me a text if it's just a quick question. You just want to reach out, 559-472-0686.
Folks, if you're in the Central Valley, I want you to text Amy today and ask her about rates. Let's just see what rates are, because most of you have no idea. Amy, one more time, what's the text number?
559-472-0686.
I'm hoping at least 10 people text you today. Let's see what happens. Let me know later in the day. Send me a note, and let's see if 10 people texted you. Matt, you can do this for across the country. Lots of programs. We're going to look for that Matt Ishbia interview. What is your closing message?
My closing message, first of all, is go to greatmortgagebroker.com if you want to connect with me and the team. But something that I think Amy said about, the window opening or closing, I have this weird sinking feeling that the same thing that happened in Q4 of 22 is going to happen again. We're already seeing a similar market. seller credits are available, longer time on market. As a buyer, you've got leverage. That window doesn't stay open forever. And I can't tell you whether it's another 6 weeks or another 6 months, but for sure, I have some wins over the weekend of people getting into contracts, investors getting great deals. For owner occupied, getting a home in a neighborhood like Folsom, California, which is just outside of Sacramento, is a desirable place. Everybody wants to live there. And so getting into that neighborhood under 750, lower than list price, seller concessions, like this deal this homeowner got is a great deal. And I just know, and I've got a sinking feeling, it's not available in February or March. And so
we are repeating last year, to your point. This is last freaking year.
Right. And so when I hear rates going down, all I think about is how many of the 100 pre-approvals do I have are going to come off the sideline? And then if they go 7.4 to 7.1, how many more? 7.1 to 6.8? Because we know there's not more inventory. And so I'm not like trying to be a salesman. I'm saying a dummy like me even understands rates down equals demand up, not enough inventory. It's going to push prices. It's going to make buying real estate harder. If you want to buy it and buy it in an environment where you get to set some of the rules, i.e. seller credit and offer lower than the list price, now is the time. And I've got example after example of that. So go to greatmortgagebroker.com to get started. I absolutely love structuring deals, partnering with agents, helping get the offer accepted, helping say, if you get 17.5, that's the credit we got in Folsom, you wouldn't have believed this deal we got come like April and May of this year. Put all that stuff together, use somebody who's structured 10,000 mortgages to say, you know what, let's do a 2-1 buy down. Let's use this much up front, and then we'll do the 2-1, and this much will go towards closing costs. That stuff for me as a math nerd, Mike, all day, every day, I could do it. So greatmortgagebroker.com.
Folks, again, I do think we're repeating the last year. I think I said today on the daily financial news, going from 8 to 7.4 will bring a little bit of demand off the sidelines, but not much, because I think a lot of people are like, I need a break. It's too hard. But, you know, we go to 6.99, call it Valentine's Day. Oy, 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 not good. Guys, have an amazing day. This is the Hub Call. Reach out to these amazing individuals. You will not be disappointed. Later.
Thanks, guys.